I'll Be Waving As You Drive Away is certainly one of Little House's most famous episodes. What were your first feelings when Michael Landon told you about Mary becoming blind?
I thought they were going to write me out. I thought that'll be it, I'll go blind, and poof, I'll be gone, you know. But what will I do? And he said, trust me, it'll be great. It'll be the greatest thing that's ever happened, trust me. So I have to then wait. That was at the end of the fourth, yeah, so this, I think he told me that at the end of the third season. And I had to then wait to find out what was really going to happen. And he was right. I mean, it made it great. There were, and those shows in particular were terrific, and they brought our ratings up. We were #2 the first week and #1 the second week of the 2-part episodes. That was, you know, spectacular for Little House. And then it was good for about a year after that, I think. And then it started to get, maybe even a year too. Even the 6th season wasn't bad, but after that they were running out of ideas where to use me, how to use me, and they didn't want the audience to forget that I existed. So they would put me in scenes that I didn't really belong in, you know, like in watching a football game. And I thought, I shouldn't be here, you know, this character, this is really a stretch. And they had to do it. They wanted the audience to know I was still alive, I was still there. But that's when I made the decision that I really should pull away, because I didn't want to be just used as, you know, a prop sort of in the room to let people know that, yeah, she's still there, because it wasn't real to me anymore. But in the beginning, it was great.
You had to learn how to play a blind person.
Right, I did. I went to the Foundation for the Junior Blind and spent time with them, and then they had a technician on the set to remind me for also for things that would come up, things that they would have me do in the scene that might not have been covered with my lessons with them. They were there to say, oh, this is how it would happen. This is how she would do this. This is how certain things are done. And I had to learn to walk with a cane and how to write the Braille, how to look like you're reading the Braille correctly. Oh, writing, I think I wrote with a ruler to keep it straight. And you know, there were lots of little technical things to learn, and once you learn them, you don't forget. And as a matter of fact, I remember I used to work, I'd finish Little House, we'd finish like in the end of February, and I'd be off working on a TV movie, 1 or 2 of them on the hiatus in between, before we went back to Little House, and I caught myself a couple of times in the first rehearsals of whatever TV movie it was, being blind. Luckily, no one else noticed. But I had this like dazed look in my eyes, and I would go, wait a minute, I can look at them. You know, I'm not blind anymore. But luckily no one else noticed it. It was embarrassing.
Were you anxious to find out who would be your husband on the show?
I think I read with him. They had me come up to the office and read with, I think it was him and one other guy. And I was glad they chose him. He was different. He had a little, I don't know, something different, a little bit extra charisma. He was good looking, but not spectacularly good looking, and I thought he was perfect for it. And as it turns out, you know, now he's this, you know, big executive producer. He went on to Third Rock from the Sun, and actually before that he was on Night Court, and then he went to Third Rock from the Sun, and then Malcolm in the Middle, yeah, and still supposedly, I haven't seen him in years, but a great guy. He's a terrific guy, and his humor, I remember at the time when we were shooting, was absolutely off the wall. I mean, he was just so goofy and nutty. So it worked. Obviously, things work out perfectly. That's what he should be doing. He should be writing these zany comedies, you know.
Did you get any reactions from the blind people?
Yes, I had many blind people write to me, and they'd write interesting letters that they would watch me. And they used the word watch. They wouldn't miss it, and they thought that my performance was excellent. And I guess they were getting the nuances of the shuffling the feet when you don't know how to walk yet correctly as a blind person, and the cane thing, and they were hearing all that stuff. And I also got letters from people saying, how nice of the producers to write your blindness into your character. They thought I was really blind. It had an impact, certainly, on people. And I believe I'm the only character, or at least at that time, I was the only series regular that something catastrophic like that happened that wasn't reversed. You know, like when Michael Landon went blind, he hit his head on a rock and got his sight back. But you know, that didn't happen to me. So it was blind from then on.
You were the only Little House cast member to ever be nominated for an Emmy Award.
Yes, and it was you know, incredibly gratifying and exciting, and the nomination is plenty. It was so exciing, and to be in that company and to get the added publicity for myself and for the show was terrific. So when people say the nomination is enough, it really is.